Jefferson began a relationship with Sally Hemings, a slave at Monticello who was also the half-sister of his late wife. And Sally was just 16 years old when it began. Over 4 decades, Hemings bore 6 children, and modern DNA tests confirm Jefferson was almost certainly the father of at least one of them. Meanwhile, James Madison was 43 when he married 26-year-old widow Dolly Payne Todd. And honestly, they were a good match. Dolly brought energy, charm, and quickly became one of the most iconic first ladies ever when she saved George Washington's portrait after the British burned the White House. Clutch move. But then James Monroe married Elizabeth Courtright, one of the most beautiful women in New York. It was love at first sight. And hey, I know the feeling. The first time I saw Miss Flappy, she was soaring over the Potomac, and I flew straight into a tree. Still the most gorgeous eagle I've ever seen. Anyways, John Quincy Adams married Louisa Catherine Johnson, the first foreign-born First Lady. She was born in London, but their marriage, not exactly a love story. It was tense and shaped by long separations, cultural differences, and Adams' cold, rigid personality. Louisa once described it as a life of perpetual disappointment. Yikes! But if you thought that was rough, Andrew Jackson's love life nearly destroyed him, 'cause he married Rachel Donaldson, believing her divorce from her first husband was final. Spoiler, it wasn't. And this technically made Rachel a bigamist, the old school B word. And during the 1828 campaign, his opponents publicly branded her a bigamist and dragged her name through the mud. It was relentless. And just weeks before Jackson took office, Rachel died of a heart attack. It was devastating, and Jackson blamed his enemies for the rest of his life. At her funeral, he said, "May God Almighty forgive her murderers. I never can." Bringing us to Martin Van Buren, who married Hannah Hose. Yes, that was really her name. But poor Hannah died of tuberculosis 18 years before Van Buren ever became president. And he never remarried. Meanwhile, William Henry Harrison married Anna Tuttle Sims against her father's wishes. Her dad literally said, "How do you expect to support my daughter?"